What is up, the world of living? My name is Lex and welcome to... Friends, in the previous episode we have checked out the whole of my base, and in this one we have to check out even more of it and basically start actually sorting this stuff out. And yes, that was indeed a pun, because I wanted to kind of do a little bit of a sorting system today. What's that? Giant shrieking skull that I have for a base? I should go inside of you and do my duck bidding? Well, if you say so, of course I will. What did I mean to do today? Well, first, I still need to reroute that little storage system somewhere away from this particular tunnel. Probably somewhere to just to the left for 5 blocks. But more importantly, you see, this base, this mob farm here, is actually quite important to my relationship with the rest of the server mates. You see, one thing I've been doing from the basically day one of Silent Whisperers joining decidedly Vanilla is I've been selling him gunpowder. I've been selling him gunpowder in friggin' bulk. Shulker boxes full of gunpowder, which the guy is responsible for 90% of input of the Elytras from the end. Now, recently, Silent also asked me to provide some bones for him, and as you can clearly see, providing bones for him is a bit of a mess when you have them stacked with rotten flesh in one single double chest. Now, I did separate 5 chests of bones for him, and he did deliver with the promise of 1 shulker box per 9 stacks of bones. Now, he did deliver it behind my back, which does raise a bit of a concern about how did he get into this very secret part of my base. He himself explained it as, I do watch your videos, you idiot. So, yeah. However, now with these shulker boxes, we shall do a little bit of a modification to this base and the way I store stuff in it. You see, not too long ago, I found out about the existence of such a thing as a shulker box package machine. So imagine if instead of having all of the loot in chests, we had a single chest in which we had shulker boxes full of the loot. Basically what we need is a machine that places a shulker box, checks if it's full. If it's full, it breaks it and places another one, right? And if it runs out of shulker boxes, then it just starts filling up remaining chests that are serving as a backup storage. Now, is that a good idea or what? Yes, of course it is. I did not come up with it. I actually seen one of those at Pixel Riff's base, which is exactly where I want to go right about now to just check that out and kind of, you know, test out, see if I can build one of those just by looking at his one. Hey, did you know that Pixel Riff and I are so good of friends that I have a super highway passage to his base? Okay, that might have nothing to do with us being friends or not. It's just kinda, I made one. Should I stick an iceberg at his liner cruiser while I'm at it? Nah, I have better stuff to do. Or do I? No, I don't. So this is the result. Just a shulker box full of melons. This is the dispenser. With empty shulker boxes. This is the comparator which reads if one is full or not, and this is the piston that, oh my god, this is incredibly easy to build. I would have guessed it if not for, you know, me being kind of stupid. All right, this will be a walk in a park. This will not be a walk in the park. As per usual, we're hitting the one little bottleneck, question mark? No, not bottleneck. A little hiccup, a little roadblock that we've been hitting a lot, actually, with any amount of redstone. That roadblock is, of course, vertical transportation. You see, right now, as the farm stands, all of the stuff ends up in this chest. Or in this chest. On this level of chestitude is what I'm trying to say. Now, this bit actually has even more redstone spoonnoodles under it, because it has to throw out arrows out of the thing, because I have no use for this amount of arrows. And it's shady and sketchy already that we have to throw out arrows out of it. Another problem is that we also need to somehow squeeze in another couple of filters to here. Maybe a filter that will clean out rotten flesh for us too. Maybe a filter that will clean out everything that isn't rotten flesh for us too. I don't know. I don't care. Only way this will work if I actually demolish this this little arrow thrower outer whatsoever. Like, if I remove it and rebuild it from scratch, then maybe I have a chance at actually figuring this one out. If not, well, yeah, we're stuck here with this single chest and manual item sorting from here on out, which is not really an option I'm willing to agree with. What do you say, skeletons? They don't say anything. They're really in pain right now. Yeah, so gotta destroy that. Also, there's this giant. Wait, where is it? Where is it? There it is. There's this giant pit which I dug out for whatever reason. I have no idea why at this point. And overall, yeah, you can tell the redstone spoonudage is really intense down here. So much so that I kind of am disgusted by getting down into it. Regardless, we will have to sort out creeper loot from witch loot and occasional rotten flesh and raw chicken. Raw chicken is here because zombie jockeys are a thing. So baby zombies on chickens and regular baby zombies will drop down in here. So we might actually pipe all the output from here and all the output from here in a single line. But then there's sadly a bit of a problem where I will have to somehow future-proof this and make it so that when we will have to install like a sorter for the hatchery, so we will be grabbing zombies from here and leading them somewhere else, there has to be enough space for it. And I'm pretty sure that the only way to do this is by basically utilizing this room for it. I don't know, I don't care, it's a lot of thinking with my brain thing, which I'm not a fan of. And that's not even getting into the fact that hoppers can only transfer items downwards, and you can't really transfer items upwards without quite a lot of screwing it up and swearing. So yeah, gonna be a fun one, isn't it? Let's do this. So this is the main line of hoppers from which we will be needing to make several several item filters. And yeah, by now I basically have memorized the item filter construct recipe, whatever it is, you know, the thing. However, again, the problem rises up that how many of those do we need? Now, let's see. We're making a common mob farm with all sorts of monsters. So we got raw chicken that we will probably want to keep, feathers that we will probably want to keep, redstone because every now and again a witch drops. Spiders also spawn inside and sometimes die, so spider eyes and string, that's already 5. And that's not mentioning bones, balls, arrows from skeletons, iron because zombies drop iron, gold if in case we ever accidentally or not accidentally convert a zombie into a into a drowned, and that's already 10. So what I say is we're gonna filter out bones, gunpowder, maybe rotten flesh into a separate shulker box packer, and the rest will just dump into a giant chest or something. So you know how sometimes with redstone you just get it all together, first try, looks beautifully, works perfectly, that kind of stuff? Yeah, no, not that situation. Not at all, not whatsoever. All you have to do is walk down this long friggin' hallway, yeah, then kinda scooch through a little hole in the wall to the right of you, and go down on a ladder, right here, and go down on a ladder, and scooch past, jump over this poodle, go over this way, and there you go! There's the bulk storage. Yay! Yeah, you got my point. This is incredibly inconvenient and I need to figure this one out. But before I can do any of that, there are 2 more things that I wanted to do in this episode, and that is I need to get rid of all the chests that on the upside, because that's why this entire system was born, was made essentially, to get rid of these gunpowder chests, this all other stuff. Yeah, and what I want to do is essentially I want to feed all of them back into the system of the loot storage. The problem, of course, is that I don't nearly have enough shulker boxes to be doing that. So where do I get them? Well, there are two places. First of them is the outer end, and another is Silent Whisperer's shop here at spawn. Yeah, the guy got early into the shopping game and kinda cashed out like a maniac with all the shulker boxes and whatnot. Let's see, I'm pretty sure the price for each is 6 diamonds, which is much less than I'm willing to pay for to save myself a trip to the actual end. So let's see, we can buy the gray ones while we're at it. Boink. Drop all the trash in it. Well, just to kind of save some inventory space. And when I run out of money like a peasant that I am, it's actually really a good time to go and check out the profits in my own little pop-up store. Holy poop, Pigglesworth's base is slowly trying to get into the render distance of the spawn. Did not expect. 6 blocks of diamonds! So we sold exactly 6 books of mending. How many are left? Another 6. Should be doing alright, should be doing okay. The problem, of course, is that I'm not the only one with the mending trade villager at the moment. Silent Whisperer has his own, which means that we're losing Silent Whisperer as a client. And Pigglesworth, I'm pretty sure, did not lose any of his gear recently. Gotta orchestrate a gear losage somehow. All that's left to do is recoloring this according to the color scheme of the items stored inside and feeding them into the system. So that's this area looking much nicer. Ignore the pile of rotten flesh in the middle. Honestly, I do not really care about it, and I don't really need it. The bones and the gunpowder has been rescued. Some of it even didn't fit into our regular store system, so I have this double chests upon double chests of it just waiting to happen. I will have to sort that manually, yada yada. But it looking much nicer is not the end goal, mind you. All of this now has to be repurposed, and all we accomplished with this project, and that's what really hurts, is that we ultimately just made a different project for myself. Now I will have to figure out a way to sort zombies from skeletons in here, as to like redirect them towards the hatchery without touching, kind of touching the redstone lines of these and these hoppers. I will have to figure out a way to make all of this also look fairly nice, and at the same time provide myself with a proper way down to here and there. And yes, we already have a 1 shulker box of gunpowder, a shulker box of bones, and there's probably a shulker box of rotten flesh piling right now too. So yeah, the system works. Imagine that. I assembled something that functions just by looking at it, as somebody else assembling it. So I call this a day, I call this a success, and excuse me for that. Because to be honest, it's not that I'm sorry that my videos are tiny bit shorter and tiny bit on this downhill watts this time around. I know, we've had much stronger videos behind my back. It's just that, guys, I have not been recording for quite a while, and I'm right now just getting back into my groove. So excuse me if this has not been up to the shenanigans I usually get up to. However, at the very least, this will allow us to save up quite a number of minutes on sorting stuff into shulker boxes, and now we can kind of deliver all of them to the shop in the whatchamacallit, in the spawn area in the commercial district. So that is a plus on my side. I'm gonna go to sleep right now. And you guys, thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do like. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the continuation of this stupidity. This has been XP. This has been Decidedly Vanilla. To be continued. Have a good one. Bye bye.